everyone, it is October 30th, which means that I have to pick out my TBR for November. Now this month, I don't have a crazy amount of books. I think on a good month, I read like 5 books. So I chose like 4 for this month, just for being realistic. Between work and seeing family, I probably won't get to 5 books, but I'll most likely, hopefully, read all 4 of the books on my TBR. So the first book I have on my list is the most anticipated Iron Flame. Obviously, I don't have a physical copy because it comes out November 7th, so I'm excited to read that this month. I read the first Fourth Wing. I actually had my husband read it too, so he was like enthralled with the book the entire time. So like if you want to get someone hooked on a book, I would if you want to get someone hooked on a book, I'd probably recommend Fourth Wing to them because it is just action after action after action. So my husband, like, it was the one time this year that like I was like, hey, you should read that book, and I caught him like reading it in his free time outside of just like reading it before he goes to bed. In terms of my physical TBR, I want to read Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. I read Normal People last year and I think I gave it like a 4-star. I really liked it, but it wasn't like, oh, I need to go out and immediately buy the next book by her. But since I liked that one, and this is super short, I thought I'd read this. I know Sally Rooney's not for everyone, but I liked her style writing in the other one. Her books are short, and the font is like really big. Like, look how huge that is. So I'm excited to read this and just kind of figure out, see if I like this one as much as the other one. It sounds interesting. I really want to read some short books because I just finished all the Throne of Glass books, so I want to read something that's not 500 pages. So 300 pages, hopefully an easy, quick read. The other book that I have on my TBR is Practice Makes Perfect by Sarah Adams. This goes along with the short books that I want to read. That's pretty short too. I know it's the second in like a standalone, in like a interconnected standalone series, but hear me out. I bought this one and I don't own the other, and I'm not willing to go out and buy the other one without reading this one first and then have 2 books by the same author if I just don't like her writing. So I actually started this 2 months ago, and I was in the middle of Throne of Glass and I was like, I would rather be reading about Selena. This one is 331 pages. I think it'll be nice to have like a light, easy read because Conversation with Friends is a literary fiction. This is a little romance. Iron Flame is a fantasy book. So I think this will be a nice little palette cleanser. The last book on my TBR is Happy Place by Emily Henry. I read Beach Read 2 or 3 years ago. And I have to say, I did not love it. I read it and I was like, well, maybe just Emily Henry isn't for me. And I decided that maybe since she wasn't for me, I shouldn't read any of her other books because I just didn't really like the characters. It took me, I think, 3 months to read that book. If it's taking me over a month to read, then I'm probably intentionally putting it off. So over the past couple months, I've seen a lot of reviews on Happy Place because it did come out this year. I feel like this book might be like a right place, right time because it is about friendships in your late 20s and how things change. And so I'm not sure how much I'm gonna like it, but I'm excited to read it because I do think I will. I hope I do because I want to be on the Emily Henry train. I just don't, Beach Read just wasn't for me. And then I tried to read People Meet on Vacation, but I just don't think I was in a headspace to read it. So hopefully this will get me into Emily Henry. It's pretty cold today. It's a high of 40, a low of like 30 or something like that. So I think I'm just gonna curl up with Conversations with Friends and just spend the rest of my afternoon just reading. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and let me know in the comments what books you're planning on reading this November.